Epictetus once warned, "No man is free who is not master of himself." It sounds simple, almost obvious. But behind those words hides a truth most people will never face. You can conquer the world, gain wealth, fame, armies, and applause, and still remain a prisoner. A prisoner of your pride, a prisoner of your anger, a prisoner of your endless need for approval. The Stoics understood this long before us. They knew the greatest enemy is not the world, it is the self. And if you cannot rule yourself, you will never be free, no matter how high you climb. Most people live for recognition. They crave the claps, the cheers, the approval of voices that vanish as quickly as they rise. The crowd loves you when you give them what they want, but turn away and they move on. Marcus Aurelius, who ruled the most powerful empire in the world, reminded himself daily, "Fame is vanity, the applause of men is noise." He knew even emperors are forgotten. The same mouths that praise you today will condemn you tomorrow. So why should your peace depend on their noise? Applause is fragile. It is borrowed, not earned. It belongs to the crowd, not to you. If you rely on it, you become a slave to their voices. The Stoic refuses that slavery. He knows applause fades, but self-command endures. When the noise dies, what remains is silence, and most people fear it. They fear being alone with their thoughts. They fear the quiet because it exposes who they really are. But the Stoic doesn't run from silence, he embraces it. Because silence is where strength is built. It is where the mind sharpens, where discipline grows. Applause is temporary. Silence is eternal. The roar of the crowd may echo for a night, but the stillness of a steady soul lasts a lifetime. The man who can stand in silence without fear, without begging for attention, that man cannot be broken. Fortune raises kings, and fortune destroys them. One day you wear a crown, the next day you are forgotten dust. But character is untouchable. It doesn't vanish when fortune shifts. It doesn't bend when the crowd turns. Character is carved into you, choice by choice, act by act. It is the one thing that belongs to you fully. It cannot be stolen, it cannot be bought, it cannot be borrowed. Seneca once said, "Wealth is what fate gives, virtue is what no man can take." And character is virtue lived out loud. Applause will leave you. Praise will abandon you. But character is what remains when everything else is gone. Listen to the world. It shouts. It demands your obedience. It pulls you in 1,000 directions. It tells you who to be, how to think, what to desire. Most people break beneath that noise. They live for the opinions of others. They drown in the voices of the mob. But the Stoic stands anchored. He hears the shouts, but he does not bend. He sees the chaos, but he does not break. Because the strongest voice is not out there in the world, it is the one inside. The calm, steady voice of reason, discipline, and truth.
The crowd is loud, but the soul, when mastered, is louder. History worships conquerors, Caesars, Alexanders, generals who built empires with blood and fire. But look closer. How many of them truly ruled themselves? Alexander conquered nations, yet could not conquer his own anger. He destroyed cities, yet died young, a prisoner to his own desires. The Stoics knew the truth. The greatest victory is not written on maps, it is written in the heart. To conquer your anger when it rises, to master your fear when it tempts you, to break the chains of your own desires. The man who rules himself has already won the only empire that matters. Men build walls, they raise armies, they hide behind wealth and power. But every fortress built outside of yourself is fragile. It can be broken, betrayed, destroyed. But the mind, the disciplined mind, is unbreachable. A disciplined mind cannot be bribed. It cannot be shaken. It cannot be conquered. This is why the Stoics said, the strongest fortress is not made of stone, but of discipline. It is the one kingdom no tyrant can touch. If you command your mind, you command your life, and no one can take that crown from you. So what do we learn from the Stoics? Applause fades, praise vanishes, the crowd forgets, but silence endures, character endures, discipline endures. The crowd will always be loud, the world will always pull at you, but if you master yourself, your fear, your anger, your pride, you become unshakable. Epictetus was right. No man is free who is not master of himself. Because the strongest empire is not built by armies, it is not secured by walls, it is not crowned by applause. The strongest empire is the one within.